Kris Jenner is known for her role as the matriarch of the Kardashian-Jenner family, a powerhouse businesswoman who has built an empire around her children's fame. However, behind the glitz and glamour of her public persona, she carries a deep, personal heartbreak, the reclusive lifestyle of her only son, Rob Kardashian. According to an insider who spoke to In Touch Weekly, Kris has been struggling for years to help Rob step out of the shadows and reclaim a more public life. It's the biggest heartbreak of her life, the source revealed. She's desperate to convince him to come out of his shell. Rob, once a staple on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, has largely withdrawn from the public eye. While his sisters have continued to dominate the entertainment industry, social media, and the business world, Rob has remained noticeably absent, preferring a private life away from the spotlight. This withdrawal began several years ago and has only deepened over time. The source explained that Rob's closest familial bond is with Khloé Kardashian. He's very close to Khloé. She's always been his rock, they said. Whenever he steps out, it's usually to visit her. He goes to her house regularly, mostly to pick up his daughter, Dream. Rob shares custody of Dream, his 8-year-old daughter, with his ex-fiancée, Blac Chyna. Despite their turbulent past, co-parenting has remained a priority for both parents. For Kris, watching her son remain in self-imposed isolation has been agonizing. She firmly believes that reintroducing him to public life will be beneficial for his mental and emotional well-being. Kris is trying to light a fire under Rob to get him to start living life again, the insider continued. She never imagined that when he stepped back from the show, he'd still be hiding out at home all these years later. According to sources, Kris is convinced that fans would welcome Rob's return with open arms. She thinks Rob will be shocked by how excited everyone will be to see him again, the source added. She's confident it would be a positive experience for him overall. Kris' desire to see Rob reintegrate into the public sphere is not just about fame, it's about his overall well-being. She wants him to engage more with family events, make public appearances, and even consider returning to television, believing that reconnecting with the world will help lift his spirits. While Kris has been advocating for Rob to become more involved again, not all of her daughters have agreed with her approach. According to another source, Kim and Kourtney Kardashian have long been critical of how Kris has handled Rob's reclusive nature. They've been telling Kris for years that she's enabling Rob, the insider claimed. By not pushing him to change, she's just allowing him to continue living this isolated life. However, Kris has always been protective of her children, particularly Rob, who has faced his fair share of personal struggles. Over the years, Rob has dealt with various challenges, including issues with body image, depression, and anxiety, all of which contributed to his decision to retreat from the public eye. Despite this, Kris is now beginning to acknowledge her daughter's concerns and is actively trying to take a different approach. She's finally starting to see their point, the source noted. She knows she can't force Rob to do anything, but she's determined to at least encourage him. Kris has reportedly been brainstorming different ways to help Rob ease back into the public eye without overwhelming him. One of her ideas includes small-scale appearances on family outings, social media cameos, and participating in the family's Hulu series, The Kardashians, in a limited capacity. She's not expecting him to suddenly become a reality TV star again, the insider clarified. But she does want him to take baby steps, maybe showing up for a family trip on the show, or even just making more appearances at family events. Despite the pressure from Kris and some of his siblings, Rob remains hesitant. He has always been more introverted compared to his famous sisters, and stepping back into the limelight is not an easy decision for him. He doesn't like the attention, the source explained. He's comfortable in his private world, and it's going to take a lot to convince him to change that. Even so, Kris is not giving up. She just wants her son to be happy, the insider concluded. She wants him to see the love and support that's waiting for him. For now, whether Rob will take his mother's advice remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Kris Jenner is not the type to back down from a challenge, especially when it comes to her family.